as far
Yeah,
as momentum.
I feel like I'm usually playing my best after a long series of playing, usually, preferably even competitive games or scrims. I mean, TMM, of course, certainly helps, but
Yeah.
um, I think it's usually pretty evident when we go to LAN events about who has been practicing the most. They usually come into the group stages with, a strong start. And I mean, you could even look at last DreamHack. It seemed like SG was a little off their game, but after a while, they got it back for sure. And then I felt like my team, I think we were Complexity then, had a fantastic start because we honestly had been scrimming a lot. We got there pretty early, did some boot camping at the LAN center, and so yeah, I think if you play quite a bit, it goes a long way towards your performance.
Yeah, yeah, and I think definitely again, Team Excellence kind of an example of that as of recently. Doing pretty well when it comes down to it. So we'll see now going into cycle 2, of course, which does kick off tomorrow for On Tour, how things progress on. But that's tomorrow. That's another event even. We got this to focus on here, the Ultimate Series Pyromancer. Just gold coins in the end as far as prize pool, but again, some really good tournament action. Get you some good experience, get you some good fun here. As far as teams that were in this event, I mean, of course, you have Excellent, you have Internet Gangsters, a team like Call It Karma. There's a couple other teams. I don't have them off the top of my head, though, but we are down to 8 teams remaining now here in this event once again. So we're starting to pick up, though, as far as the picking stage is concerned. So let's talk about how this game is actually going. We got Lodestone into Scout, Ophelia, and then Deadwood, actually, going to be the final ban here. Deadwood maybe not so much of a ban nowadays, especially with the Captain's Pick mode even, but Pew going to throw out that Deadwood ban here. Maybe it's more of a specific against Call It Karma. But as a result of that, you see the Pebbles, the first pick, and then Engineer going to be the response here from Excellent. So, but yeah, Deadwood. Deadwood's so far the only one that's kind of standing out to me, but even not so much, I guess. I mean, still a strong hero in the end.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Maybe it's more of a band focused on the other team. I'm honestly not too familiar with them, so I wouldn't really know if they run Deadwood a lot. But yeah, like you said, usually not a hero we see prioritized in that early banning phase. Of course, speaking of priorities, Pebbles and Engineer, like you said, were picked up, and these are heroes that you pretty much will always expect to see if they do not make it through the banning phase. So Call It Karma taking a little bit extra time here, thinking about their picks. Break, usually I can predict every draft pretty much down to a science, but with teams that I'm not as familiar with,
Yeah,
sometimes I'm a little off. I'd say about 90%. So I was leaning towards Parasite here, but
of
I
course.
didn't want to embarrass myself.
Nothing wrong with that. I do it all the time. Tempest going to be the response coming out here from Excellent. So both sides got their junglers taken care of. Of course, Pew plays that amazing Tempest. So we'll probably end up in Fine's hands, though. It seems like he's the one that actually ends up playing it for Team Excellent right now, as far as the Tempest plays go. But got the Tempest Engineer synergy so far. Oh, I just got disconnected from
Yeah,
the
there
game.
is Keeper still available, and that's a composition I've seen Swindle Melons even on SG being very,
Yeah.
well, not being, but prioritizing quite a bit. So I would not be surprised to see a Keeper pick here with the Engineer, Tempest, Keeper. Your team fights are pretty scary, but Call of Karma going to leave that option open to the Hellborn if they choose to go up because they do pick up Master of Arms. So let's see if Pew decides to go for the Wombo combo.
Yeah, it seems like it's hard to pay if you're here to win in the end, and to say these teams are, then it's hard to pass up that combination. As you put it, especially with Stay Green, Swindle Melon's definitely prioritizing that, it seems like. So, see if Pew for Team Excellence is going to be the same. And speaking of that, actually, it seems like, I don't know if it is on and off, but recently it seems like Bassett's has actually been drafting for Team Excellent, but actually Pew is back in that captain's role. So I don't know what the deal is there necessarily, but maybe just switching on and off. In the end, I'm sure it's more of a team effort, though. Warbeast is the final pick, though, so they pass up the Keeper of the Forest, and in fact, you see Pew even banning Keeper of the Forest with his first ban in the next tier of ban. So not going to go the Keeper route, but they do have a Warbeast, too. In a sense, definitely could still contribute to that push, but also be that carry presence later on in the game. So I think it's safe to say still a pretty sound pick there to finish things
Certainly
off.
is. I really like Call of Karma's bans coming out here. They know that Excellent still needs their mid-hero, their stunner, initiator type, and really prioritizing banning out that Rally, Magnus, Monkey King all really fit in that role. And it's pretty scary to go up against an engineer plus whatever powerful mid-stunner you want to pick with the War Beast buff, and that's going to make that lane extremely scary. So I like him prioritizing those bans on the more powerful heroes that can play in that role.
Yeah.
And then I guess Pew, with their Suicide hero already established in that War Beast, wants to deny the Keeper to the Legion team. So bans certainly make sense. Looks like he finished up with Fade and Sandwraith as well. And might just be more general bans, not really specifically targeting anything, just heroes that are, quite frankly, hard to deal with sometimes, Breaky.
Yeah, deal with as far as hard difficulty, but also just annoying. Definitely Sandwraith is most certainly one of those, as is Fade. So Bubble's going to be the pickup from Call of Karma here after the set of bans, and you're looking at Team Excellent. I was going to say, I could definitely say, I wonder if they're going to go maybe kind of a Pestilence route here as that mid-presence, or instead something else, but he has been a hero that's most certainly been stepping up a lot lately. They still need their short laner, you figure, too, so something more along the lines of that Torture Hag, Demented Shaman even being right-clicked. That would be fun to see coming out here. There's going to be the Pestilence pickup, so... and yeah, I definitely, because again, it goes back to picking up a Pestilence. Don't rely on him to be the carry. Get that other hero that goes well both with the synergy of the physical presence as well as has that carry potential. And Warbeast most certainly brings that to the table big time. So I like the Pestilence pickup here a lot because of that. Although I am curious to see where they end up putting the Pestilence. We always say how his middle presence isn't maybe as strong as others like a Pebbles or whatnot, but it's still doable in the end.
Yeah, it definitely is. I've seen people make it work. I've seen Lions even a lot. Super KG playing that Pestilence have great time in the middle lane. Now, whether it is the strongest hero is a little up for debate, but
Yeah.
looks like Call of Karma is going to finish up with a Wretched Hag, so that means Master of Arms will be playing the support role. And I'm not really a fan of support Master of Arms. I really like to see him as a farmer. I just think his auto attack and his spells, their animations are just a little weaker than most support heroes, but certainly viable. I've seen top teams run him with great success. So C1K with a pretty standard lineup, it appears like they'll probably have, their Suicide, their Jungler, and their dual mid. Excellent, kind of with the same makings, and I believe here they need to finish what is either going to be their mid or their short lane hero if they do choose to send that Pestilence into their mid, which I think they will.
Yeah.
And I would actually like to see them pick a hero here that has like an escape mechanism, because the threat of C1K going aggressive in a tri lane is definitely there. With the Parasite, it's pretty easy to screw over the Tempest in the jungle, and then Pebbles, MLA, and Parasite could certainly go top. But they do pick up Demented Shaman, which you were talking about earlier, so minus armor synergy right there. Lots of physical damage on the Hellborn team makes pretty good sense to me.
Yeah, it's a mix of that. It's a mix of he's also good for assisting in that push opportunity with the heal, with the Stormcloud presence in general. So I could definitely see where Team Excellence is coming from as far as that synergy goes. When it comes down to escape capability, that most certainly not necessarily there for Demented Shaman. So, and yeah, I was definitely taking what you were saying there. So maybe that's something they have to be a little concerned about. But in the end, they do got synergy going, especially with the minus armor, of course. Warbeast has a chance to hit very, very hard in that mid to late game stage if things come together nicely here. For Team X. And now with that said, the mobility here on the Legion side is pretty good. You got Wretched Hag, you got Bubbles, obviously Pebbles with that eventual portal key, going to be good for that. What's a remake coming out right here? Oh gosh. Apparently they misclicked on who's going to play what hero there. So, gonna
Deny
see
it.
if they're going to...
Deny it.
Yeah,
Red. Oh, I wanted the red thumb.
I tried my best. Wasn't working though. Alright, so we're going to have to go, obviously, into a remake here. Again, with Captain's pick, though. Whoa, I guess he hadn't left the game yet. GG. But with Captain's pick, though, it's at least goes a little bit quicker as far as...
Nothing is more beautiful than a remake game in Captain's pick. It's just like a orchestrated... I don't even know what. It's just so perfect how it's just a bam, 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 bam. I don't know. Something really satisfying about it to me. Just the instant draft. I wish every game went like that. Like, the drafters were all like...
Yeah, just very
machines.
Quick to the point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No thinking, just go, go, go.
Yeah. Snap pick.
Yeah. Get some old random in here. Just, or better yet, get the... When we were doing a fun cast the other day, I didn't even realize this was actually in the game, which I guess it's actually broken, so now that I bring it up. But it says it's in the game, but the where you can actually pick the heroes for the other team. I forget, it was like, it wasn't swap pick, but I forget what the game mode was specifically called. But you basically pick the heroes for the other team. That could make for some interesting games.
Yeah, I've heard of Oh, this was some time ago, but I think there was a Dota 2 tournament that actually did that. It was pretty fun to
Yeah.
watch because the hero combinations on both teams were quite entertaining. So
Yeah.
yeah, I could see how that would be pretty fun. I'd like to see maybe even like a different mode for these Ultimate Series tournaments. That'd be pretty interesting. Maybe like
Yeah.
a banning draft.
I agree with you there. Yeah.
Hey, even all random. Well, all random might be pushing it, but banning drafts, you know.
Banning draft. Well,
Pretty balanced.
the first Ultimate Series actually, I believe it was banning draft. It was either the first or the
Uh-huh.
second one we did. It was banned.
Oh,
I thought it
no.
was actually pretty damn good. So, wait, selected Iraq. Oh my gosh.
These amateurs,
These
Ricky.
amateurs. Into another remake we go. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, go through the font. See, it's games like this, like just here, play these lineups, go.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think we didn't have a much better time, but it'd still be good to watch.
All right, so maybe the third time is a charm here when it comes down to it.
First time drafting.
Obviously. No, but yeah, I believe it was the first one actually. The Ultimate Series that we put together was actually Banner Draft, and I thought it was got some great reception. I thought it was very well. So I honestly am a little surprised myself that we haven't had a different style of tournament, especially for the now with Han Tour back. I guess before Han Tour was around, before it was actually started, I could see where they wanted to do the lockpick, do the captain's pick, get them that kind of experience. But with Han Tour back now, I think it's good to get back into that. Just having some random fun events instead of continuing with that trend of captains picking one up. But we'll see maybe for future ones. So am I back in the lobby? Look at that, it actually automatically joined. I didn't even have to do anything. That was fun.
I was wondering. I was trying to join it.
Yeah.
I was a little confused.
It's not gonna actually load though. That's the problem. So
I think I'm in.
doing that.
I'm good.
You're just better than me, I guess.
It's an understatement.
At least they apologized. All right, gonna join back in here. There we go. Okay, is this time? Yeah, we're gonna actually make it work this time. The bands, they look good. Picks are moving along. I think we have a chance here. I think we have a good shot. But yeah, so I was also saying that with Call of Karma, they got some good mobility on that side. They got the bubbles, they had the portal key eventually on Pebbles, Parasite even to an extent, obviously with those minions can get around. It's a very mobile team, it's a very gotcha potential team, so I think it's safe to say that we're going to see some fairly aggressive play earlier on from Call of Karma when it comes
Yeah,
down
good
to
for
it.
kiting War Beast as well.
Yeah, true.
He doesn't. I mean, he certainly has lockdown to do his damage, but it is kind of like this execution-based lockdown. So specifically, the Tempest ultimate, and to an extent the Engineer ultimate. So, yeah, I think a lot of it's going to come down to how these lanes play out. Will Call of Karma opt to go for an aggressive tri-lane? I think they could punish the Demented Shaman pick by doing that pretty hard, and then of course kind of force Tempest to be a little uncomfortable as well. So. They also have great solo heroes for this as well, because these heroes can kind of sustain by themselves. They can dodge the ganks. They've got those great escape mechanisms. So leaving them to their own is a pretty viable option. So we'll have to see what Call of Karma does. Will they go for the standard suicide hero or the aggressive tri lane? I think that's gonna hinge a lot on how this game progresses.
Yeah. Well, we'll get our answer here very shortly. Call it Karma. Going up against Team Excellent again. This is game number 1, guys, and it looks like we are finally ready to get things going out here for the round of 8. So, apologize for the delay, but we got some Heroes of New Earth now coming at you, and what is I'm sure a beautiful Friday for you guys tuning in.
Looks great in my room.
Day. I saw it the window earlier. It looked nice. It was nice out there. All right, so Bubbles is going to be going suicide here. So, to kind of answer that question off the bat, not going to be seeing an aggressive trial lane being had here from Call It Karma. So Bubbles going up here. You see Team Excellent also up here preventing the aggressive wards from coming down, but Bubbles actually going to be found by Hellhound there. So not going to be happening. And I assume though, yeah, it's going to be Pestilence Engineer mid. You have Demented Shaman top. Definitely a matchup that Demented Shaman probably likes up here too. Him versus Bubbles.
It is. There are a couple of things. If you use to take cover properly, you can avoid the dot damage from the entangle. I forget the timing of it, but I was playing its Moon. He wanted to try it out. But if you take cover at a specific time, you will not get the dot damage from the entangle. You'll get, of course, the stun, but you can avoid that. So with some clever use of game mechanics, Bubbles can actually have a pretty good time. But in the end, yeah, I agree. Demented Shaman should win this matchup, as he usually wins almost every matchup in that short lane. So interesting enough, it looks like Karma not comfortable going in the middle lane. I did talk about the War Beast buff does make laning a little more difficult for teams that are against him, so not confident enough to go up against this Pestilence Engineer, but, at the same time, they do have that Pebbles, which I kind of view as a very powerful mid-hero up against Pestilence, who you could argue is a little weaker, but they're going to secure their farm onto Pebbles, and the good thing about this is Wretched Hag, it's going to be very hard for the Hellborn team to kill her. Pestilence to even be able to get in range.
Yeah.
Unless there's an amazing keg stun from Fime, it's going to be a little difficult for him, so I can definitely see the perks of this laning.
Yeah, I think that's definitely just what it goes down to in the end. It's ultimately the safe option here for Call It Karma. They're doing what, you know what, sure, we could have set that mid, we could have gone for the more risky, maybe getting even a kill out of it, but what if it doesn't work? What if we get killed ourselves? And it kind of backfires. So more the safer route here, definitely. Going to just absolutely guarantee that farm on Alme here, playing the Pebbles. We'll see how that comes down to. Obviously, you see Warbeast off the bat, pulling the creep wave, though, so abusing that fact. And he can use those Hellhounds, very crafty-like. But Call of Karma seems like they've been responding pretty well at the same time and actually have some decent positioning here when it comes to the lane, so well played on this part. I will say the other thing about this, though, to keep in mind, is that Pestilence here in the middle lane now, his farm will also ideally be that much better because of this matchup. So that's something else that you also have to keep in mind, however, if you are Call of Karma. Product's 5 level. Playing the Pestilence. Actually going to throw out the Impel Stun right here. Keg's going to be just a little bit too late, though. That's exactly what you were talking about. Wretched Hag with that blink. Not necessarily the most... She's not going to be in the dangerous spots most of the time as far as getting killed, but because the keg stun, I saw right there. I mean, the appeal happens, but it doesn't last long enough for the kick to follow up. At least
the low-level Pestilence stun, that's kind of another reason why I kind of dislike him in that middle lane, is at low levels it really does not stun for very long. They did buff his flight where you get unit walking, so you can use that to kind of pass through the creeps. It is pretty effective, but at the same time, his stun, like I said, is pretty weak, so it's pretty even. Of course, we have 2 free-farming junglers, no wards at all will be blocking any camps. You see Engineer here in the middle lane, wants to set something up, but like we were just talking about, Wretched Hag is not exactly an easy kill, so definitely Hag having a pretty good time getting pretty much full XP and quite a bit of farm in this middle lane.
Yeah, if anything, staying in Viz to keep them guessing here when it comes down to it. He is going to head towards the top lane, but the lane is currently pushed up, so I don't know if they're going to be able to make anything out of this either. So I don't know if Fine's really even using the best of the time in the end. As I say that, though, the kegs are going to be just a little bit too far away. Shellstorm comes out. He will be able to port easily away in time. You see the dot and the entangle's applied, but not going to be nearly enough. So good attempt by Fine right there. Actually had an opportunity, but once again, the keg stun, as far as being that initial stun, not able to land it. And Bubbles going to be fine. But speaking of that, how was Demented doing up here? 13-12 compared to Bubbles, who's 5-5. So again, as expected, really. I Catch Arrows, whoever that is having a pretty good time here on Demented.
Yeah, I'm not really familiar with who that is. I don't think it's Nox, but
yeah, I don't believe it is.
So, but yeah, I think I have seen him ring for them at least once before. But looks like he plays that carry role and is pretty proficient in the short lane. He's definitely doing work in this bottom lane, so not a whole lot going on. And speaking of which, Wretched Hag gonna get pressure in the middle lane, but he's gonna just flash away. Not enough burst damage there quite yet from the Hellborn team. So pretty slow-paced game, not a whole lot of kills. Everyone seems to just be focusing on farming, and this is kind of what happens when there's kind of that dodge in middle lane, so to speak. Yeah. Not a whole lot.
Exactly.
Usually tends to happen, barring some pretty big misplays from people.
Well, you also got to remember that, not only Parasite, but also the Tempest in the other jungle. I mean, both sides have that jungler factor, too, so... and right as I say that, Parasite has a Minotaur. It looked like he might have been heading middle, but he's not going to have it in the end. Instead, just going to farm with that. We do see Engineer Haste Room bottled up. They want to try something once again, playing this I'm Carry, playing this Wretched Hag here. Trying to be that carry presence. Top lane, Bubbles will fall. Kind of caught that at the last second, but Bubbles just ends up falling. I mean, the level 3 Entangle, obviously, it does apply that stun now on top of just a lot of dot damage coming out. Again, I'm not exactly sure if he got a good healing wave off or whatnot. Maybe the Shell Surf was already used, but simply, Bubbles not able to get away. So, Demented Shaman gets the Bloodlust skill on top of having a good start here. Not good news for Call of Karma there.
Yeah, certainly not. Bubbles only sitting at 6 and 5 creep score, and Demented Shaman is 24 and 19. So he has about a 2-level advantage in this lane, and yeah, it's going to be tough for Bubbles to really do much throughout the rest of this game. Already picking up the Steam boost, as you can see, and 500 gold, so he's not going anywhere. Yeah, he does have the War Beast buff as well. I keep kind of coming back to that, but certainly goes a very long way in the laning phase, helping out. So definitely good start for Team Excellent. By the way, Pew on his Tempest just hit level 6. He's got his Ring of Sorcery, and I believe Parasite should be. Yeah, he's level 6 with his Ghost Marcher. So both junglers kind of hitting that mark where you might expect them to be active, but it's pretty hard for them to set up ganks right now. The top lane is pretty pushed, and of course it is very hard for them to initiate on the middle lane. Haste, Pebbles is going to go probably just harass Richard Hag a little. Yeah, she'll just flash away. So Engineer picked up the double damage. Looks like he could be coming up to this top lane.
Yeah, he's going to try to be crafty once again here on a Bubbles. A likelihood of him landing that Kexa, though. The take cover was already used. Bubbles in a lot of trouble, actually. Oh, he's got the dot on him. That is going to be a dead Bubbles in the end. I kind of feel like he misplayed that, unfortunately. I mean, the take cover really did nothing right there. He's expecting something else. And then on top of that, you know, he got hit by everything. And that wasn't even an invisible engineer by any means. I mean, that was just simply Bubbles not having the best of time in terms of reacting. So another death right there, and that's going to really start a bit of a snowball effect here at the top side. Demented Shaman upwards of 400 gold per minute now, and it's going to start applying pressure to this tower here. So yeah, not looking good, especially for that Bubbles at the top side and as a whole for Call of Karma. I will also say Demented Shaman getting the level 6 Stormcloud. He actually got that at level 6. That's something else you don't see too often either, but you know, with the way the game's going, feels like maybe you're going to start pushing it earlier on, so just wants to get it ASAP. And is now going to apply the pressure to the tower. So Bubbles with Tempest and Demented here, the red hands glowing from Warbeast. I don't know if it's just Bubbles that's going to stay here. He's definitely not going to be able to stop this. We'll see if they actually get some help from him or not. Well, you think it's worth defending, or you say just give it up in the end if you're Call of Karma?
It's going to be pretty hard to defend. I feel like to defend it, they would need Pebbles, and he's going to be farming. And speaking of farming Bubbles, looks like he might have gotten a little greedy and will fall once again to the Tempest ultimate. So he'll go down as well. So yeah, I mean, Hag can't really come up, can't rotate from mid and really save it. She's only level 5, can't really offer much. And I don't know, they would need Parasite to run up there, waste a lot of time, and then of course probably even Pebbles to come. So it's a pretty tough defense right now, and yeah, it looks like they're not really interested, which I can kind of agree with at this point. So by the way, Parasite actually picked up a kill onto Warbeast in the middle of that tough engagement for a bit, so good job by Vision. He's actually got some very solid farm on this Parasite, level 8 with about 300 GPM. There just hasn't really been anywhere for him to gank, so I'm just continuing to farm, hopefully grab an early Codex and try and make his impact more in the mid game than perhaps roaming in the early game. But yeah, but top tower goes down as well, so 2 towers down for Excellent, 5,000 gold.
Yeah.
1.7, or okay, it just went down. 1.6k experience about. Moving around a little on me. So definitely a fantastic start for them. 500 gold per minute on to the Demented Shaman and Hag. Yeah, I was kind of watching that, but he gets comboed down finally. The level 7 Pestilence, and then Pestilence even manning up here. Will he get the kill? There's the charge shot from Master Arms. One more auto attack, probably not going to do it. Nope, he will fall. Keg hits Parasite, but he will also just barely escape. So action picking up here a little. Tricky, but certainly looking more and more like it's in xCet's favor.
Yeah, it is, and you see right there, I mean, just even more so. I mean, go back to the Warbeast real quickly, too. I mean, even though he got killed, so it kind of goes against that point, but I was going to say for Parasite, the lack of ganks coming out from him, you know, has a lot to do with that too. If anything, the bottom lane would have been the one that he could gank effectively, because the middle lane with the Wretched Hag partner against the Pestilence Engineer, not necessarily the best partner to have for setting that up, at least earlier on. So Warbeast would have been that candidate, which they did get 1 kill on ultimately. But Warbeast Bassett's here, he's been just very patient ultimately. He's been doing the Ancients. He's occasionally gone in here and I think tried to do 1 or 2 jungle camps in the Hellborn jungle, but he's just been very, very patient with his bottom lane. I mean, showing his levels, he's only level 4 still. In fact, has the lowest experience per minute in the game, so kind of as expected there. But at the same time, he's died once, but it is only once at least. And we do see the lane is getting pushed up. Now, with that said, you got to give credit also to Alme and really to Kala Karma, this lane down here, both Alme and Kalbergs playing the Master of Arms, the fact that they've gotten the lane positioning in their favor for so long at this bottom lane. Warbeast just has not been able to get really much experience because of that reason. So, and you do have Pebbles now, the Steam Boots portal key. He's actually had the portal key for at least a minute here. So not looking to use it just yet, though. He still wants to apply pressure to this bottom lane, but you got to think, I mean, that's really like the big shining star right now for here Legion's side. Him and Parasite really are it at this point. So you got to start making something happen. I don't know if just continuing to farm is going to be the answer here.
Well, you certainly can, but there is the drawback to where when you leave the lane as Pebbles, unless you can TP and then immediately go before the communication from the teams is there that, hey, Pebbles is missing, he's probably going to gank somewhere, and here we go, Pebbles will be ganking mid. We'll see if they back after not noticing him in at bottom lane, because that's kind of the drawback. But yeah, they're gonna back. So yeah, see, that's the thing. Yeah. As soon as Pebbles goes missing in that bottom lane, Bassett's is gonna immediately tell his team, okay, he just got his portal key. He's gonna be looking to gank. Everybody needs to be careful. And middle lane was pretty much the only place he could have gone. So definitely nice job by xCet. You saw Brodex 5 even there, just even though there were creeps to farm, just backing off, realizing that this is probably what the Pebbles' plan was. Speaking of his plan, he's going to go in this top lane, breaking in, will do the Shaman escape. He does have a teleport scroll. Let's see. Oh man, this is awkward.
Oh, he might run into it. But even so, I mean, Pebbles, there's no way he's killing this Demented Shaman here by himself, honestly. Demented Shaman with the heals, with how tanky he is early on, he has a sacrificial stone already, on top of a Mystic Vestments and those Steam Boots. So, yeah, if it was just Pebbles alone, I don't think that's even a guaranteed kill by any means. So he is fine. He ports out. And he actually ports to the middle lane right here. So he's going to set up a little bit of a push with Pestilence and Engineer, looks like. So, I mean, but you're exactly right, Rice. I mean, it goes back to Pebbles. Sure, he got the very early portal key. But, you know, he's continuing to farm. As soon as he started to move, though, great communication coming out from Team Excellent. Prevents any ganks from happening in his favor. You see him port back to the middle lane, but as soon as he does, Demented, Pestilence, and Engineer all falling back. Warbeast is now level 6. He's kind of just gone to the jungle. He hits level 7, in fact. He's gotten 3 levels pretty much since Pebbles has disappeared here at this bottom lane. So it kind of shows you just all across the map how things are really working out in favor of Team Excellent. He goes back to the bottom lane here. Gonna try to set something up on Warbeast, perhaps. He's hiding next to the side shop. Is he gonna show himself? He does have a homecoming stone now. I don't think he's going to show himself. In fact, Pebble middle. So Alme just trying to find anything. But it's just better response now by Team Excellent. They're playing this very, very well. And it's hard to go up against. In fact, Portal Key actually on Tempest, too, as far as his priority item. What do you think of that, going the main Portal Key here right away?
Interesting. I don't really agree. I think the Ashley was way better in this game. Especially since Pestilence himself already has a portal key, so the initiation is already there. But here we go, Ricky.
Oh, yep, Demented Shaman going to be jumped on again. The combination not nearly enough. He needs assistance. Tempest ultimate in the background. Going to lock down Master of Arts as well as Bubbles. There's a stun on a Tempest, going to stop him from ulting, but down goes both Master as well as Bubbles. Bat Blast using the background. Pebbles trying to finish on Pestilence, and it's not going to be enough for the kill, though. The dot damage, maybe. Pebbles not running away. Sitting on that meteor, needs to be careful. Parasite takes over the minion, and it looks like Pestilence does survive in the long run. Meanwhile, Warbeast at the bottom lane doing his own thing. He's using that level 4 battle cry to help his team out, but other than that, he's just pushing the bottom lane in. So no one dies there for Team Excellent. 2 players dead on the side of Call of Karma, and most likely 2 tower kills as well. You see Pestilence trying to deny this middle tower. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. The Catapult cannot get it off quick enough. I don't know if there's much fight left in Call of Karma, honestly. I hate saying that, only 14 minutes in, but this is already pretty lopsided here.
Yeah, it certainly is. You gotta keep in mind, like you said, Warbeast was pushing bottom and farming that whole time, so it was basically a 4v5 fight. And of course, it went very heavily in the Hellborn's favor. But yeah, back to Tempest, I still think the Astrolabe would be better here. He got off a pretty good ult there with the portal key. Was canceled pretty quickly by Parasite, but in the end, looks like Pestilence might even be initiated on here. Maybe got a little cocky with not using the portal key. Oh, he's going back in, actually. Right, here we go.
Nice impale stun. I can't believe that hit all 4 people right there. The radius of that is pretty extreme, honestly. Pestilence actually gets picked off as a result. Impale stun once again on a Wretched Hag. Wretched Hag, oh, the Defensive Master called the last second. She blinks away just barely. Bubbles jumps in with a kill for the new pickup Engineer, and maybe Pestilence as well. Yes, they will. So in the end, it is a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of Call of Karma there, but that was so close to being 2 players dead as a result of that man up by Pestilence. I mean, Wretched Hag barely lived. It wasn't for that Deep into Master's Call right there, but yeah, the radius of that Impale Stun hit it somehow at all 4 of those heroes. Obviously they got the 1 kill, but Call of Karma trying to make something happen. They are going to push the middle tower now. This is something that's definitely necessary. Get this middle tower kill. Looks like they are. So at least signs of hope as we pass that 15-minute mark here. How about this, by the way, though? You know, we saw this a couple times on Chessie playing the War Beast when he played it. You do see Bubbles porting away, but going the Whispering Helm build here, maybe having a little bit of fun.
Yeah, could be. I've seen people use it to great effect. I think I've tried it maybe once. It wasn't very memorable, I guess. So I guess it didn't work out too well for me. But with some great micro, it's a useful item, but I still think the standard War Beast build is more effective, so maybe you just wanted to try it out. Yeah, they are quite far ahead. And Bassett's a Swedish who are all trolls, so he could just be completely trolling.
Yeah, very, very possible, very possible. You know, it is, I want to say it was Chessie at least. I mean, maybe it was you, maybe it was, I don't know.
It wasn't me.
I don't think it was you.
Probably Chessie. Chessie definitely has, goes for the more non-traditional item builds quite a bit, so. But yeah, I mean, perks of it are like your minions get pretty much haste whenever you ult, and they get the buff. So it's kind of like almost going for the puzzle. I actually really like the puzzle box build on War Beast, so I used to be a pretty big fan of that as well.
Yeah.
But ever since they introduced Bulwark, it seems like Bulwark's just the way to go.
Abyssal Skull to Bulwark, pretty good build for the most part. But again, War Beast having a little bit of different mindset here. Top lane, Bubbles going to be able to shell surf away in time before Demented Shaman and Engineer collapse. Look at Demented Shaman's items. He's going the very tanky utility hero here in this case. Has a Shaman's headdress already built. Wouldn't be surprised to see a quicker barrier idol. Pebble's going to jump him. He wants to go for Engineer, though, if anything. Nice Kex on, though. In comes a Kelpin. It goes for Engineer, and Engineer will fall. Tempest ultimate going to be used, though. Here's our turnaround chance. Parasite comes in, though, with the face hug. Stops the Tempest ultimate. We do see the Master's Call on a Pebble, saving him initially. Demented Shaman Storm Cloud coming out. Will it be tanking out? Peeling Wave. They finish off Pebbles right there. Shell Surf not going to port. Demented Shaman just a little too tanky in the end. Tempest follows it up. Bubbles is going to end up getting picked off there. Nice Meteor coming out. And a double tap for Pew playing that Tempest. He wants a hat trick, though. Is he going to stun Master of Arms? No, does not stun him in time in the trees. And that will be that. But big turnaround, but you just see the tanky presence of Demented Shaman already. They just cannot take him out at this point, it seems like.
Yeah, I like his build for sure. It's going to be so easy for them if he is built like a tank for Excellent to just go and take fights. Definitely push down all the towers. Keep in mind they have a War Beast and Tempest. Tons of push, not to mention all the heals and what have you from Demented Shaman. So definitely agree with that build. And Bassett's, by the way, did go ahead and pick up an Abyssal Skull, so
yeah,
a little more standard there. But yeah, it just seems like Call of Karma can just not get anything going. Doesn't have enough damage, it seems like, at this point to deal with all the items on the Hellborn side. And yeah, War Beast, by the way, just hasn't really done anything. He just denied his own Minotaur.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oops.
So maybe he thought it was a Minotaur to kill.
Yeah.
Turned out to be his.
Yeah.
But anyway, probably not going to matter in the end.
I don't think so.
We got a 13k and almost 12k experience lead for Excellent. So Call of Karma not ready to give up yet, but here we go in the middle lane. Are they going to catch Engineer?
No.
Oh, nice kick stun from Fine. He had a really nice kick stun at top lane as well, but Pestilent's going to blink in. He must be Swedish too. And he had a nice kick stun that kind of predicted where Pebbles was going to Portal Key 2 in combo.
Yeah.
But he did eventually die, but pretty big play.
You see
despite his death.
You see on the mini-map here, I mean, Call of Karma, they're at that point of the game where they're just trying to roll together as a team. They're just trying to find any picks they can get across the map. Rolling together as a team, get 1 or 2 picks, and kind of snowball from there a little bit. But It's just not happening again. Team X, you know, again, it would be one story maybe if Wretched Hag was at least having a good start here, and if her farm was looking pretty good, being that carry presence, but she has not even surpassed 200 gold per minute. In fact, not even close. Only 166 GPM right now for your player named I'm Carry, playing the Wretched Hag, and not showing off the carry skills here, unfortunately, when it comes to this game. So it's just more bad news, really, for our Legion team. Now, this could be good news. Warbeast actually finds Master of Arms, so maybe bad news for Master of Arms. Even Charge Shot going to be coming out. Is going to maybe buy some time. No, Warbeast knows something's up. He probably figures that there's reinforcements coming, whether he saw them or not. And he falls back. Doesn't even use his ulti form right there. He actually saves it, and for good reason, because here we go. Pestilence and him coming back in as my monitor just totally closed on me. I'm going to have to use it. Okay, there we go.
Make sure you scout with wolves.
Yeah, I'm good. I recovered. Everything's good. Master of Arms, he's going to be able to port away right here. Nope, he's going to be fine. All right, so no kills coming out, at least, for Team Excellent, as Call It Karma is able to fall back in time. But
Yeah, Warbeast wishes he had a Minotaur. He could have killed that MOA.
yeah, that probably would have happened.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, Pestilence trying to find some kills. But yeah, like you said, if you just look at the map, usually Team Excellent pretty much farming almost the entire map, and Call It Karma just doesn't really feel comfortable splitting up and farming at all, and just trying to find some kills to get back into this game. But unfortunately, just being outmaneuvered here pretty hard by the Hellborn team, and as a result, Team Excellent definitely poised to take this game pretty handily. So looks like Pestilence has got about 2,000 gold. Will he go for the... See, Warbeast is actually going for a Shrunken now, so Pestilence could be the Bulwark. I think Shrunken would be way better for him, though. Shrunken this game is almost a necessity, so we'll have to see what he opts to goes for. But yeah, Excellent pretty content to just continue to farm. They know they're significantly out-farming the Legion team and just getting more and more ahead.
Yeah, exactly, because why not? Just get further ahead even. Pestilence actually doing a pretty good job there in the middle lane. He used his illusion to bait out a full combo from Pebbles, as Pebbles realized very quickly as the illusion died pretty much immediately that it was indeed a fake Pestilence. So yeah, good kind of mind games coming out there from Brodex 5 level. Real Pestilence in the meantime, 2,300 more gold saved up on top of the earlier on Portal Key. So he's having an ideal game with that said. Barrier Idol, the Sacrificial Stone and Dimension Shaman, kind of curious how he follows this up. I honestly think more damage utility at this point could be something nice to see. Maybe something even like a Light Brand here to coming out from Dimension Shaman, but at the same time, may just keep up with more utility. Or Shield Breaker is always a nice synergy item with him, indeed. I'm thinking something like a Tablet, though, probably, honestly. He's probably going to keep the utility up here just to be safe. But
probably Shield Breaker.
I would love to see that. That's how I build most.
I remember SG ran DS like this and Chessy played it. Usually Swindle plays it, but Chessy played it, and he went for the mass minus armor build and just did a gazillion damage, especially with Warbeast. That's a lot of damage. So
yeah,
I think Shield Breaker's actually pretty good here. He's already tanky enough to where he's probably not going to die unless he's really out of position, and then he can just throw whatever. What does he throw? What is that? Blue stuff.
Who? Demented his auto attack?
Yeah.
I don't really know, actually. That's a good. What does he throw? Never really paid. Oh, what is he doing? What is he?
He's having a seizure.
Spazzing out.
Probably pause.
Double damage Warbeast. It's the spirit of his weapon.
Spirit of his weapon?
That's probably
what it
is. I don't know. He's a shaman. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Sure.
Warbeast with a double damage rune. This is going to be a very quick conger kill. And, oh, actually, middle lane. Pestilence gets picked off in the meantime, so at least he gets some of the Massive Arms. You do not want to run into that trap right there. He's going to be stunned. Minotaur stun also coming on top of that. The auto attacks, and he falls very quickly. So the long run, it ends up being a 1-for-1. Still a favor for Call It Karma in that sense, but at the same time, now they have a token of life here on Team Excellent. Specifically Warbeast. As, oh, Bobbles Countfield coming in, and any follow-up? No, Wretched Hag says, A couple seconds later, I'm going now. Pebbles turn. Apparently, Warbeast is going to be taken out, so staggering quite a bit. Oh, nice. Tempest all the way right there. Catches Parasite in that Skeleton King. The lockdown happening. Pebbles and Wretched Hag will fall. Skeleton King goes down right there. Can Vision on Parasite actually get away is a question. He's on the run, has that leech activated. Offensive Master's called if it's going to be used. He's trying to juke and jive. Warbeast's going to go cut him off. Oh, sees it. It goes to the tower, though. Where the hell is Warbeast going? He's going right for the courier. He gets tunnel vision there. He could have turned around on a Parasite. It might not matter in the end, though. Parasite's still in trouble. Using the Codex right there. Oh, he has a Codex. Actually going to go for the turn kill. No, not enough damage. And the Smackdown kill comes out. So, again, big picture. Excellence definitely winning that fight. Despite losing the token, I think they're just fine with that.
Yeah, nice ult coming up with you. He actually picked up Nullstone, by the way, so they pretty much need Bubbles to cancel the ultimate, but I don't know if they were really aware of that because Bubbles was the one who initiated. Who got a 5-man silence in Kelp Field, but yeah, just wasn't really that great of a follow-up there. And of course, they were fighting it into a token as well, so Warbeast's token was pretty much burned immediately, and then without him even using any of his cooldowns, he just came back up and was ready to go. So nice try from Call of Karma, but yeah, just getting more and more out of control for them. Hellborn team just outmaneuvering them and outplaying them even in the laning phase, and you know, as a result, poor laning phase often results in a loss. But yeah, Pestilence trying to pick off Wretched Hag there with the haste rune, but not successful, especially with the defensive Master's Call. So I've just received word that I catch arrows as Flensmeister.
Flensmeister. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I assume he's just ringing to
Lions, yeah, Lions wasn't in this tournament, so ringing for Team Excellence as a result, I guess. Oh, Pestilence, the Kelpie wears off. He's able to fly away, but actually Parasite comes in and finishes them off. So Vortex 5 level. Thought for a second he was actually going to get away, but not going to happen. Tempest, he's level 16 now on top of everything else. Holy crap. Him and Demented Shaman both level 16 here in this game, so working very well for them. Highest XPM does belong to Tempest overall. He's got another 2,100 gold saved up, pushing the bottom lane by himself, but still no give up here from Call of Karma. They're going to push the top lane as 5, and they are going to get a tower kill at least, so again, some moving in the right direction here as the gold lead slowly deteriorates, but you're still looking at 20,000 gold lead as well as 21,000 experience lead. Tempest Porta King away just before Parasite ports in. Does not want to have to deal with that. Speaking of Porta Keys, also picked up on Engineer now. As well as a Storm Spirit picked up by Demented Shaman. So continuing that utility trend once again, but going the Storm Spirit route here instead. As far as this next item is concerned, Helm of the Black Legion was decided, by the way, by Pestilence as well. Pestilence being dove on here at the bottom lane. Warbeast is chasing in ulti form. Sharknet goes off, locking him down. Uses the Skeleton King to net right there, by the way. Of course, the Whispering Helm to take over the Skeleton King, and then he's going to jet on out of there. We do see Wretched Hag chasing. The rest of the team trying to get close. That Stalagmite's just out of range. Now here's the turn. Once again coming out. Stormcloud going to be his Pebbles armor. It is dropping and dropping very damn fast. Pestilence jumps in the background on Wretched Hag. Down goes Pebbles right there, and the chase continues. Tempest ultimate to lock down on carry on Hag, and the Impel stun to finish him off. They also pick off Master of Arms up here. It's a genocide. And Call of Karma says, all right, we give up. Game number 1 in favor of Team Excellent. At least a good fight to finish it off there.
Yeah, not much else to add, but Team Excellent showing off that they're certainly a top team in Han right now, so
yeah,
definitely well played by them, and let's see if Call of Karma can answer back in the next game. I mean, Call of Karma, I think their draft and everything was fine. They just got a little outclassed, to be honest. Yeah,
the laning phase, you know, not to point any fingers by any means, but that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Yeah, but no, Bubbles at the top lane didn't have the best of starts. You know, again, it's not the easiest of matchups by any means, but there was, including the Bloodlust kill and even the follow-up kill, he definitely had chances to get away, just to kind of panic there a little bit. It seemed like he got killed earlier on. The middle lane, obviously, Hag wasn't going to get much. They decided, conscious decision, which was fine, but Parasite's also impact wasn't really that great early on because of the positioning from Team X. Again, it just goes back to what you said there. I mean, really Excellent, honestly, just outplayed there in the laning phase, because I agree with you. The draft actually seemed like it was very strong even from Call of Karma, but obviously there's many more parts of the game than just simply the drafting of heroes. If it was just that, well, frankly, it'd be a pretty boring game in the end. But so in this case, Team Excellent, they do take the first game, and they take a 1-0 series as a result. So, as always, Riser, we're going to be headed into a break right here. So for you, those of you tuning in, definitely stay tuned. We got game number 2 just around the corner here. This is the Ultimate Series Pyromancer Tournament. We got round of 8 matchup coming at you. xCet versus Call It Karma. xCet currently up 1-0. Stay tuned. We'll be back for game number 2.
Give me a ticket for an aeroplane. Ain't got time to take a fast train. Lonely days are gone, I'm a going home. My baby just wrote me a letter. I don't care how much money I gotta spend. Got to get back to my baby again.